Honeycrisp Apples. Hi, my name is Farmer John with Van Laar's Fruit Farm, and today is 45, showing you something here on our farm. So today I want to talk about this Honeycrisp apple. This is everybody's favorite apple to eat and an apple grower's hardest apple to grow. And there's several reasons for this. One of the reasons is that the cell structure in a Honeycrisp is twice as large as the cell structure in a regular apple. This is great because it means that there's a lot of juice in the Honeycrisp, and that's why we love it so much. But it's also a lot harder to grow because the cell structure, since it's twice as large, is also a lot more vulnerable to different diseases because it's a weaker apple and not as strong of a structure as a regular apple. There's also these highways and almost like veins in the apple that deliver nutrition to the fruit while it's being developed. These highways or veins start off very healthy and robust when they are starting to develop in the spring, but they quickly deteriorate and fall apart as you get closer to harvest. And so this produces a lot of challenges. Right away, they're getting the proper nutrition that they need, and then come that middle of July and August, these veins are starting to fall apart and they're not getting the nutrition, especially calcium, that's so important for the development of this particular apple. And so all of a sudden they're developing, and then we get to this point in the summertime when they're not taking in that calcium like they should. And that's when we start seeing these diseases pop up in the orchard, like bitter pit and black rot. And what's fascinating is that even though they may be picked and they look great going into the bin, when we start washing them and bagging them in a couple months coming out of the coolers, these diseases could show up in the bin, even though when they were harvested, they were perfectly fine. And so those are some of the challenges that we face growing this Honeycrisp apple. And there's definitely things that we can do to help prevent it, but in the end, it's definitely one of the hardest apples to grow.